Welcome to SA News Weekly News Update. We'll cover the top stories from across the United States, important developments worldwide, and new insights from the world of health and science.
A new round of United States import tariffs took effect on Friday, replacing the temporary 10% tariff system that had applied to many trading partners. The administration described the new measures as duties connected to products allegedly associated with forced labor, but the tariffs affect goods from approximately 60 trading partners and cover a broad range of imports. Tariffs are collected from American importers when goods enter the country. Businesses must then decide whether to absorb the added cost, seek cheaper suppliers, reduce purchases, or pass some of the expense to customers. The impact may therefore appear gradually through prices for manufactured goods, household products, machinery, clothing, and business supplies. Several trading partners objected to the policy, while American small businesses filed lawsuits challenging the administration's authority to impose the duties, as it could increase their operating expenses and make it more difficult to compete with larger businesses that have greater purchasing power or more diverse supply chains. For consumers, the immediate effect may not be visible in every product. Existing inventories were purchased before the tariffs began, and some suppliers may temporarily absorb part of the cost. The White House expanded a voluntary agreement intended to prevent the rapid construction of artificial intelligence data centers from raising electricity bills for ordinary households. Governors and major utility companies joined technology, businesses that had previously agreed to support the plan. Under the voluntary arrangement, participating companies are expected to contribute toward the power generation and grid upgrades required by their facilities, rather than allowing those costs to be transferred entirely to residential customers. Some data center developers have proposed constructing their own power plants, purchasing dedicated renewable energy, or paying for new transmission lines. The agreement is non-binding, however. It does not create uniform national rules governing how utilities divide infrastructure costs between data centers and existing customers. The announcement reflects a growing national debate about who should pay for the physical infrastructure supporting artificial intelligence. Communities may gain construction work, tax revenue, and investment from data centers, but residents have also raised concerns about electricity prices, water consumption, noise, land use, and the number of permanent jobs created after construction is completed. Power demand in the United States is already increasing after years of relatively limited growth. Utilities are planning new generation capacity and transmission projects, but major power infrastructure can take years to approve and construct. Data centers, by contrast, may be proposed and built much faster. Firefighters battled major wildfires across Scotland, Spain, France, and Canada this week as persistent heat and dry conditions increased fire danger across several regions. In Spain, the La Mierla wildfire in Guadalajara province expanded across more than 26,000 hectares, becoming the country's largest fire of the year at the time. More than 1,000 residents were evacuated as temperatures across parts of Spain were forecast to rise above 40 degrees Celsius. Communities in the fire's path were ordered to leave, while emergency crews and Spain's military emergency unit worked to contain the flames. France also experienced fast-moving fires along its Mediterranean coast. Dry vegetation and extreme heat allowed flames to spread rapidly near Fréjus, disrupting railway services between Toulon and Les Arcs. The transport closures demonstrated how wildfires can affect areas well beyond the immediate burn zone. In Scotland, crews responded to fires in the Cairngorms National Park and around Arthur's Seat in Edinburgh. Authorities extended a very high wildfire risk warning as dry ground and unusual heat increased the possibility of additional outbreaks. Canada's Ontario province was dealing with approximately 190 active fires, with around 1,800 residents evacuated from remote northern communities. Smoke from Canadian and northern U.S. fires had earlier contributed to unhealthy air across parts of Canada and the United States, including Toronto and several American cities. India's drug regulator approved Takeda Pharmaceuticals' Qdenga vaccine, making it the first dengue vaccine authorized for use in the country. Dengue is a mosquito-borne viral illness spread primarily by Aedes mosquitoes. Infection can cause high fever, severe headache, muscle and joint pain, nausea, and rash. Some patients develop severe dengue, which can result in internal bleeding, shock, organ complications, and death. The disease places particular pressure on hospitals during rainy seasons, when mosquito populations often increase. Qdenga is designed to protect against all 4 major dengue virus types. According to information released with the approval, it is intended for people between 4 and 60 years of age. The vaccine is administered in 2 injections given 3 months apart and can be used without first testing whether a person has previously had dengue. Late-stage trial results reported an efficacy of 80.2% against confirmed dengue during the first year after the second dose. The reported protection against dengue-related hospitalization was 90.4% after 18 months. These figures describe performance within the study population and do not mean that every vaccinated person will be completely protected. The company expects initial availability in India during the first half of 2027 after the remaining market authorization and distribution steps are completed. A rural assistance campaign associated with Sant Rampalji Maharaj has provided pipelines, pumps, and related equipment to villages in Haryana facing prolonged shortages of water for livestock. The initiative is called the Save Livestock, Provide Clean Drinking Water campaign, and is being conducted under the 3rd phase of the Annapurna Muhim. The campaign focuses on villages where dried ponds or inadequate water infrastructure have made it difficult for farming families to maintain cattle and other animals. After village representatives approached the organization, a survey team inspected the area. The organization then put the proposal in front of Sant Rampalji Maharaj, and upon approval, the required pipeline, motor and supporting materials, including valves, joints, bends, and installation equipment, are provided to the village. The proposed system was intended to carry water to the village ponds and create a more regular supply for animals. The initiative is significant because livestock remains an important source of milk, food security, and income for many rural households. A dependable water supply may allow families to keep more animals, restore local dairy activities, and reduce the time required to transport water manually.
And that wraps up this week's bulletin. Thank you for joining SA News, and we'll see you next week. Truth that you want to know.